Hello everyone, and welcome back to Conspiraseed. We're on part 3 of Tier 8, the Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg, which is the last entry. This is it. This is the end, and then we'll be good to go. You may have noticed some band-aids. I was opening a can, and I cut my palm. It wasn't super deep, but I cut my thumb and needed 6 stitches. So, I was trying to open a can of pumpkin to feed my dog, and yeah, I got 6 stitches in my thumb now, so that's awesome. Anyway, thank you for coming on this journey with me. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me today, and let's get into the last entry of the Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg. Kind of looks like I don't have, like, top teeth, because of the microphone shadow. I have teeth. I swear. I just went to the dentist, actually.
Nothing like being subscribed to Conspiraseed on YouTube. Nothing like it.
The Mad Pooper is the nickname given to an unidentified woman allegedly seen here in Colorado Springs, Colorado, USA. She repeatedly pooped in public while jogging during the summer months of 2017. She primarily targeted one family's property. However, she did not poop there exclusively, leaving some of her excrement at other places nearby. Photographs allegedly showing her were made public, but neither her nor anyone with any information came forward. Police were pretty sure that she was doing it on purpose, and she didn't just have to poop really bad, because there were several public toilets within a block of where she was taking her dumps. Procter & Gamble, the parent company for Charmin, offered a free year's supply of Charmin if she turned herself in. After a burst of media attention, police reported that there had been no further reports of a woman pooping in public. The Danilovsky maniac is an unidentified Russian serial killer. It's suspected that he committed at least 7 murders between 2004 and 2007. 3 of the murders were committed in an abandoned construction site on Danilovsky Street, which is where the killer got his name. In 2008, a reward was offered of 500,000 rubles for anyone who would help catch the man. However, he has still never been found. The I-80 Rapist is a series of 3 rapes committed in Sacramento, California. Fun fact, I guess it's not really that fun, I-80 runs through Utah. While many people were convinced that other assaults took place by the same man, only 3 people have been linked to him by DNA. These happened on September 9th, 2013, December 10th, 2013, and January 8th, 2014. There is no description of this man or what he could look like at all. There is no information. The Sao Paulo Monster was a criminal who attacked young children in April of 1973 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. His method of attacking was to approach young children when their parents were looking away or were busy. He would say, "Hey, take my hand, I have something to show you." Oftentimes they would take his hand and walk away with him. He would take them to a nearby building and then rape them. He would then tell them to go back to their parents while he escaped. There were multiple people arrested, but none were ever convicted. Joro the Paver, also known as Bulgarian Jack the Ripper, is a serial rapist and murderer who operated in Sofia, Bulgaria in 1968. In the span of a few months, 6 or 7 rapes occurred, and as a result, a 69-year-old woman died in the hospital. There was a deaf and mute man who was accused of being the perpetrator and was arrested by the police. Although he was initially sentenced and spent a significant amount of time in jail, he was later released due to lack of evidence. The true identity of the man remains unknown, and it's theorized that he continues to rape and murder to this day. So interestingly enough, the I-65 killer was solved in 2022. Testing done by the police in 2022 returned a 99.999% probability of it being Harry Edward Greenwald, who had passed away in 2013 in prison. So we're going to call this bad boy solved. The Arellano family massacre is where 5 out of 6 family members who were traveling from Mexico to San Angelo to visit family were killed. They were killed on Highway 277 between Del Rio and Sonora, Texas. The description of the suspect is 6 feet tall, weighs about 200 pounds, between 30 and 35, with sandy hair, light eyebrows, and a rash on his neck. He wore a straw cowboy hat, had boots with an eagle on the side, and tucked in his pants. The 2 babies were beaten to death. The teenage girl was stripped and then killed, and then the mother and father were either bludgeoned, shot, or stabbed to death, which leads me to believe that their bodies were so badly mangled that they could not determine a cause of death, which is very sad. The Jean Serrais Center fire occurred in France. 22 people, most of them mentally disturbed teenagers, died in a fire believed to have been set by an arsonist. It's believed that the fire was set by one of the students and it burned for 4 hours. There has never been a motive or suspect found, and that's all the information there is on this case. On June 15, 1994, Bonnie Dreyfus, her 2 daughters, and her niece were brutally murdered in their mobile home in Pulaski Township, Pennsylvania. At 3 p.m. that day, police received a call from Bonnie's husband, Tom Dreyfus, reporting that he had arrived home and found the bodies. Each person had been stabbed multiple times and their throats had been slashed. There was some evidence that someone named Thomas Kimball killed them, and he was arrested. He went to trial and was found guilty of their murders and was sentenced to death in October of 2000. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned the conviction, ruling that testimony that hadn't been allowed in could have caused reasonable doubt about Thomas's guilt. In his second trial, the jury found Thomas not guilty and he was freed. No one else has ever been tried for the murder. On November 14th, 1966, a horrible crime took place in the town of Raccoon Bend, Texas. A widower by the name of Will, who was in his 80s, was planning on having his daughter Bernice and her husband Alden, both of who were in their 60s, stop by to help him clean his trailer. When Bernice and Alden didn't make it home that night, their son went to the house to check on them. He discovered 4 bodies in the bedroom of the house and called the police. The victims were Will, Bernice, Alden, and Will's 81-year-old neighbor Ray. All 4 had been shot by either a rifle or a shotgun and had fallen upon each other when shot. The shots fired into the victims were so damaging that the funeral director refused an open casket and refused to allow the family to see the dead bodies. That's it. That is the Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg completed. Be on the lookout for the supercut of this, where it's going to be all the Unsolved Mystery Icebergs all combined into one long video, coming soon. I think in 2 weeks. Not next week, but the week after, probably. What did you think about the iceberg? I believe the iceberg that we're doing next is going to be a video game iceberg with video game mysteries, so look forward to that. If you have any iceberg ideas, or any video ideas, or anything you want to see a video on, leave them in the comments below. I'll get them added to the content bank. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me today. Thank you for coming on this journey of the Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.